こんばんは。Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. As we are... Oh, speaking of Merry Christmas, I was just... Give me a sec. And now, hello. Christmas. I have a very chill Christmas. Though I had to postpone my... Where am I going? Why am I going here? I had to postpone my plans of making eggnog because I forgot I don't have sugar at home. I will have to get some sugar tomorrow. Actually, before I decide where we go, I should look at our journal. So many things to do, so many things to do. Argus Rome. You are Cobra Verge. Maroon Sea. Maroon Sea. Hawking Atom. Where is she? Horsehead Nebula. No idea how to get through it all. Okay. Asari military doctrine apparently is what we're starting with today. The Asari military resembles a collection of tribal warriors, bands with no national structure. Each community organizes its own unit as the locals see fit, and elect a leader to command them. Units from populous cities are large and well equipped, while those from farm villages may be only a few women with small arms. There is no uniform, everyone wears what they like. The Asari military is not a regular militia. However, those who serve are full-time professionals. The average Asari huntress is in the maiden stage of her life and has devoted 20-30 years of studying the martial arts. Asari choose to be warriors at young age, and their education from that point is dedicated to sharpening the mind and body for that sole purpose. When they retire, they possess an alarming proficiency for killing. I'm sure they do. Huntresses fight individually or in pairs, depending on the tactics preferred for their own. One-on-one, a huntress is particularly unbeatable, possessing a profound tactical insight, a hunter's eye, and a dancer's grace and alacrity. Biotics are common enough so that some capabilities requirement to be trained as a huntress. Lack of biotic talent excludes a young Asari from military service. Fluid and mobile, Asari can stand up in a firestorm the way a Krogan, Turian, or human could. Since their units are small and typically lack heavy armor and support weapons, they are almost incapable of fighting conventional war, particularly one of defensive nature. So Asari units typically undertake a special operations missions, like an army of ninja. They're adept at ambush, infiltration, and assassination, demoralizing, defeating their enemies with intense, focused guerrilla strikes. As a popular Turian saying puts it, the Asari are the finest warriors in the galaxy. Fortunately, there are not many of them. Asari religion. The pantheistic mainstream Asari religion is Siari, which translates roughly as all is one. The faithful agree on certain core truth. The universe is a consciousness. Every life within it is an aspect of the great whole, and death is the merging of one's spiritual energy back into the greater universal consciousness. Sarists don't specifically believe in reincarnation. They believe that spiritual energy returned to the universal consciousness upon death will eventually be used to fill in new mortal vessels. Sari became popular after Asari left their homeworld and discovered their ability to meld with nearly any form of life. This ability is seen as proof that all life is fundamentally similar. Sari priestesses see their role as promoting unity between the disparate shards of universe's awareness. Before the rise of Sari pantheism, Asari religions were as divorced as their political opinions. The strongest survivor of those days is a monotheistic religion worshipping the goddess Athame. Like the Asari, the goddess cycles through the triple aspects of maiden, matron, and matriarch. Salarians, biology. Salarians are noted for their high-speed metabolism, which allows them to function on just 1 hour of sleep a day. Huh. Painful topic for me. Their minds and bodies work faster than most sapient races, making them seem restless or hyperactive. The drawback of this active metabolism is a short lifespan of around 40 human years. The Salarians are amphibian haplodiploid egg layers. Unfertilized eggs produce males and fertilized eggs produce females. Interesting concept. Once a year, a Salarian female will lay a clutch of dozens of eggs. Social rules prevent all but a fraction from being fertilized. As a result, 90% of species is male. Interesting explanation for not showing female Salarians in the game. Salarians have photographic memories and rarely forget a fact. They also possess a form of psychological imprinting, tending to deter those they knew in their youth. Salarians hatching is a solemn ritual in which the clan Bellatrix, matriarch, isolates herself with the eggs. The young Salarians was psychologically imprint on her and tend to defer to her wishes. During the hatching of daughters, the Bellatrixes of the mother and father's clans are presented at the imprinting. This ensures the offspring have equal loyalty to both, ensuring the desired dynastic and political unity. Fortunately, we do get some female Salarians, Turians, and Krogans in the second game and third game. Mostly third game. Mostly third. Partially second, mostly third. Do we ever see female Batarians? Or Volus? This is like a scary misogynistic topic to think about. When you have, especially in the first game, when you have all the other alien races being male in the game. You don't actually get to see female Turians in the first game, female Salarians, female Krogans. You hear about them sometimes, with Krogans especially. And then there's the ultra sexy Asari, where everyone is female. Although they probably should have been just a genderless race, to be honest. Completely genderless, sexless race would have made much more sense. Special Tasks Group. Salarian intelligence field agents are grouped into an organization called the Special Task Group STG Operation. STG operators work in independent cells, performing dangerous missions such as counterterrorism, infiltration, reconnaissance, assassination, and sabotage. The STG is a proactive organization puncturing worrisome trends before they become movements. At any time, a dozen groups are operating covertly within the lawless terminus systems, sowing dissent among the various factions, civilians, Analysts also note how troublesome hinge point individuals in Terminus frequently meet unexpected death. STG operators are feared throughout the galaxy for their clear-eyed, remorseless practicality. They are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their mission, even if it kills civilians or results in the team's own destruction. In many ways, they are akin to console specters. Recently, a number of TG cells have been deployed from Solarian Union. It is assumed they are in the Terminus and Attic and Traverse, investigating reports of gas activity beyond the Perseus Whale. Excuse me. Turian biology. The Turian homeworld Palavan has a metal-poor core, generating a big magnetic field and allowing more solar radiation into the atmosphere. To deal with this, most forms of life on Palavan evolved from some form metallic exoskeleton to protect themselves. The reflective plate-like skin makes Turians less susceptible to long-term, low-level radiation exposure, but they do not possess any sort of natural armor. A Turian's thick skin does not stop projectiles and directed energy bolts. Although life on Palavan is carbon-based and oxygen-breathing, it is built in dextra amino acids. This places the Turian in a distinct minority on the galactic stage. The Quarians are the only other known sapient dextroprotein race. The foot of humans, Astarian Salarians, who evolved in levo amino acid-based biospheres, will best pass through Turian system without providing any nutrition. At worst, it will trigger an allergic reaction that can be fatal if not immediately treated. Turian government. Turian government is a hierarchical meritocracy. While it has great potential for misuse, this is tempered by the civic duty and personal responsibility Turians learn in childhood. Turians have 27 citizenship tiers, beginning with civilians, client races, and children. The initial period of military service is the second tier. Formal citizenship is conferred at the third tier, after boot camp. For client races, citizenship is granted after the individual musters out. Higher-ranked citizens are expected to lead and protect subordinates. Lower-ranked citizens are expected to obey and support superiors. Promotion to another tier of citizenship, I hate this word, is based on the personal assessment of one's superiors and co-rankers. Throughout their lives, Turians ascend to higher tiers and are occasionally demoted to lower ones. The stigma associated with demotion lies not on the individual, but on those who promoted him when he wasn't ready for additional responsibility. This curbs the tendency to promote individuals into positions beyond their capabilities. Settling into a role and rank is not considered stagnation. Turians value knowing one's own limitations more than being ambitious. The top are the Primarchs, who are each rule a colonization cluster. The Primarchs vote on matters of national import. They otherwise maintain a hands-off policy, trusting the citizens on each level below them to do their job competently. Oof. Words. Language. Turians enjoy broad freedoms, so long as one completes his duties and does not prevent others from completing theirs. Nothing is forbidden. For example, there are no laws against recreational drug use, but if someone is unable to complete his duties due to drug use, his superiors step in. Judicial proceedings are interventions. Peers express their concern and try to convince the offender to change. If rehabilitation fails, Turians have no qualms about sentencing dangerous individuals to life at hard labor for the state. Krogan culture. The harsh Krogan homeworld conditioned the Krogan psychology for toughness just as it did the body. Krogan have always had a tendency to be selfish, unsympathetic, and blunt. They respect strength and self-reliance, are neither surprised nor offended by treachery. The weak and selfless do not live long. In their culture, looking out for number one is simply a matter of course. After their defeat in the rebellions, the very concept of Krogan leadership was discredited. Where a Warlord could once command enough power to bring entire solar systems to heel and become Overlord. These days, it is rare for a single leader to have more than 1,000 warriors swear allegiance to him. Most Krogan trust and serve no one but themselves. This solitary attitude stems in part from deep sense of fatalism and futility, a profound social effect of the genocide that caused Krogan numbers to dwindle to a relative handful. Not only are they angry at that the entire galaxy seems out to get them, the Krogan are also generally pessimistic about their race's chances of survival. The surviving Krogan see no point in building for the future. There will be no future. The Krogan live with an attitude of kill, pillage, and be selfish, for tomorrow we die. Military doctrine. Traditional Krogan tactics were built on attritional mass unit warfare, equipped with cheap rugged gear. Troop formations were powerful but inflexible. Command and control was very centralized. Soldiers in the field who saw a target contained their commanders contacted. What am I reading? Their commanders behind the lines to arrange fire support. Since the genophage, the Krogan can no longer afford the casualties of the old horde attacks. The battle masters are a match for any 10 soldiers of another species. To battle master killing as his plans, they focus on developing clean, brute force economy of motion that exploits their brutal strength to incapacitate enemies with a swift single blow of overwhelming power. This changes focus from mass unit warfare to maximal efficiency, has increased employment and demand in the fields of security and muscle for hire. Due to the unsavory reputation of the Krogan, most of these jobs are on the far side of the law. Battle masters are not split in polish, but they do believe in being well armed and equipped, preferably with a gun for each limb. They are callous and brutal, but methodical and disciplined. They use any means at their disposal to achieve their goals, no matter how reprehensible. Hostage taking and genocide are acceptable means to ensure the quiet occupation of few Krogan casualties. The Krogan serving with Saren's forces appear to be returning to the old style of mass attritional combat. They also work in close cooperation with supporting Geth units, who fill the roles occupied by combat drones and other armies. Biotics are rare among Krogan. Those that exist are viewed with suspicion and fear. The Krogan see this aura of fear as useful quality for an officer, and often promote them. Combat drones and other high-tech equipment are likewise a short supply. Quarians, law and defense. Although the Conclave established civil law much as any planet-based democracy, enforcement and trials are more unique. After the flight from the Geth, there were few constables and to police the millions of civilians aboard the fleet, so the Navy parceled out Marine squads to maintain order and enforce the law. Today, Quarian Marines have evolved training and tactics against the civilian police, but remain adept at combat in the confined space of starship and fully under command of the military. Once taken to custody, the accused is brought before the ship's captain for judgment, while the ship's council may make a recommendation. Tradition holds that the captain has absolute authority in matters of discipline. Most are lenient, assigning additional or more odious maintenance tasks aboard the ship. Persistent recidivists are accidentally left on the next habitable world. The practice of abandoning criminals and other people's plans is a point of friction between the Quarians and the systems they pass through. Captains rarely have another choice, with space and resources at a premium. Supporting a non-productive prison population is not an option. In the early years, many Quarian fighters were armed and used as regular privateers. Civilian ships still show a strong preference for armament, making them unpopular targets for pirates. Though they have rebuilt their military, there are still mere hundreds of warships to protect tens of thousands of ships. The Quarian Navy follows strict outward routines of patrol and takes no chances. If the intent of an approaching ship can be ascertained, they shoot to kill. Religion. The ancient Koreans practiced ancestor worship, even after abandoning faith for secularism. Koreans continue to revere the wisdom of elders. As time passed and technology advanced, they inevitably turned their knowledge to preserving the personalities and memories of the elderly as computer virtual intelligences. These recordings became a repository of knowledge and wisdom, stored in a central data bank and available through any internet connection. They held no illusions that this was a form of immortality, like a virtual intelligence. Their electronically preserved ancestors were not truly sapient. This was considered an insurmountable problem. Sapiens could surely be reduced to simple mathematics. The Koreans began exhaustive research into creating artificial intelligence so they could learn to escape the bounds of mortality and give their ancestral records true awareness. Unfortunately, the life of the Koreans created did not accept the same truth as they did. The Geth destroyed the ancestral data banks when they took over. I thought on the opposite. I thought they used the ancestral data banks as the data for their artificial intelligence. Like, that would have been an interesting twist. That the Geth mines were actually built on the Korean ancestral memories. But if Geth destroyed it, In the centuries since they vacated their homeworld, most Koreans have returned to religion of various forms. Many believe that the rise of the Geth and destruction of their ancestors were chastisement for arrogantly forsaking the old ways and venerating self-made idols. Others have a more philosophical outlook, believing that the race was indeed arrogant, but no supernatural agency lay behind the Geth revolt. Rather, the Koreans' actions wrought their own doom. Either way, every Korean would agree that their own hubris cost them their homeworld. Oh. Huh. Wow, that's sour. In genetic engineering. In the 22nd century, manipulation of the human genome became commonplace. Fuck off. Techniques of genetic engineering advanced to the point where the rich could custom build fetuses that grew into stronger, smart, and more attractive adults. Fuck you all. In the more permissive regions, custom designed life forms of uplifted animals. Burn them all to hell. Burn us all to hell. Uplifted animals occupy the ill-defined niche between property and sapient being. I will bet you whatever you want that people, quote-unquote, uplifted things for their sexual deviances and not just slavery. Both probably slavery and sexual slavery. Fuck humans. Travel to planets with unique forms of life brought an awareness that Earth's unique biodiversity could be lost if spliced and hybridized to gain useful alien qualities. The Sudham-Volkar Genetic Heritage Act was passed by Systems Alliance Parliament 2161. It imposed sharp restrictions on controversial use of genetic engineering, but provided government subsidies for beneficial applications. Screening and therapy. Most governments provide free assessment and corrective therapy for genetic disease in prospective parents. This has merely eliminated everything from cystic fibrosis to nearsightedness. Well, I can understand it. Sometimes I can understand it when it comes to gene therapy for diseases. Especially like autoimmune diseases and things that chronic diseases and stuff like that, but making designer babies. This has nearly eliminated everything on blah blah. The earlier screening and therapy is performed, the more comprehensive the results. Though ideally performed on artificially fertilized zygotes in the lab produced are available for embryos in the womb and newborns out of respect for personal beliefs. Though ideally performed artificially fertilized zygotes in a lab, procedures are available for embryos in the womb. Enhancement. Improvement for natural human abilities is legal, but adding new abilities is not. Treatment to improve strength, reflexes, mental acuity, and appearance are permitted. Adding a tail or the ability to digest cellulose is not. Some genetic enhancement is provided for free to Alliance military recruits, but average citizen must pay for the privilege. The process can take years to reach in an adult. Engineering. Artificial hybridization of genes from compatible non-human species with human genetic code is illegal. Creation of design life is broadly legal and mainly used for terraforming and medical applications. The sentient creatures are heavily regulated, and creation of sapient life is outlawed by both the System Alliance and Citadel Council. As positive or negative electric current is passed through FTL drive core, it acquires a static electrical charge. Drives can operate on average for 50 hours before they reach charge saturation. This change is proportional to the magnitude of mass reduction. A heavier or faster ship reaches saturation more quickly. If the charge is allowed to build, the core will discharge into the hull of the ship. All ungrounded crew members are fried to crisp. All electronic systems are burned out, and metal bulkheads may be melted and fused together. The safest way to discharge a core is to land on a planet and establish a connection to the ground. Like a lightning rod, larger vessels, like dreadnoughts, cannot land and must discharge into a planetary magnetic field. The ship passes the charge from the drive core into exterior armored hull, then dives into magnetic field. While the hull discharges, sheet of lightning jump away from the field, creating a beautiful auroral display on the planet. The ship must retract its sensors and weapons while damping charge to prevent damage, leaving it blind and helpless. Discharging at a moon with a weak magnetic field can take days. Discharging into a powerful field of a gas giant may require less than an hour. Deep space facilities such as Citadel often have special discharge facilities for visiting ships. Space combat planetary assaults. Planetary assaults are complicated if the target is a habitable garden world. The attackers cannot approach the defender straight on. The Citadel Convention prohibits the use of large kinetic impactors against habitable worlds. In a straight-on attack, any misses plow into the planet behind the defending fleet. If the defenders position themselves between the attackers and the planet, they can fire at will while the attackers risk hitting the planet. Successful assaults on guardian worlds hinge upon up-to-date intelligence. Attackers need to determine where the enemy's defenses are, so they may approach from an angle that allows them to fire with no danger of collateral damage. Note that this is not necessary for hostile worlds. Once control of orbit has been lost, defensive garrisons disperse into the wilderness. An enemy with an orbital superiority can bombard surface forces with impunity. The best option for defenders is to hide and collect reconnaissance in anticipation of relief forces. Given the size of a planet, it is impractical to garrison entire conquered worlds. Fortunately, colonization efforts tend to focus on building up a dozen or fewer areas. Ground forces occupy the spaceports, industrial facilities, and major population centers. The wilderness is patrolled by unmanned aerial vehicles and satellite reconnaissance. If a defender unit is spotted, airmobile, rapid deployment units, and satellite artillery are used to pin down and destroy them.
After the Geths secure a location, Varen are omnivores with a preference for living prey. Originally native to the Krogan homeworld of Tuchanka, they are, like most life from Tuchanka, savage, clannish, and consummate survivors. They are pack hunters when vulnerable prey is readily available, and become scavengers when outnumbered or outclassed. Their supreme adaptability, vicious demeanor, and rapid breeding cycle have made them ubiquitous and dangerous pests on many worlds. Virtually everywhere the Krogan have been, Varan infestations have followed, wreaking havoc with the native ecology.
Interesting.
The Krogan have had a love-hate relationship with Varan for millennia, alternately fighting them for territory and embracing them as treasured companions. To this day, Krogan raise them as beasts of war. One of the common subgenus of Varan has metallic silver scales, leading to the rather unusual nickname fish dogs.
Nothing unusual about that.
Pharos is a habitable world in the Attican Beta.
Nope, we've been to Pharos.
Faster than Sovereign is the flagship of the rogue specters Saren. An enormous dreadnought larger than any other ship in any known fleet, it is crewed with both Geth and Krogan. At 2 kilometers long, its spinal-mounted main gun is likely capable of penetrating another dreadnought's kinetic barriers with a single shot. How Saren acquired this incredible warship is unknown. The prevailing opinion is that Sovereign is a Geth construct, while others believe it is a Prothean relic. Its design, however, hints at a more alien and mysterious origin. The attack on Eden Prime demonstrated Sovereign's ability to generate mass effect fields powerful enough to land on a planetary surface. This implies it has a massive Element Zero core and the ability to generate staggering amounts of power.
I wonder how. I think we can read. We haven't. I'm doing these 3. Did I do this one as well? Maybe. I don't know. Even if not, we leave these 3 before we go to Vermeer. We'll do these 3 now, I think. 1, 2, 3, then Novaria, then these 2. No, I did this one. Even better. Go to Maroon Sea. Supai is the composition of a nice dwarf planet, but is unusually large for such a body. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The frozen surface is dotted with deposits composed of potassium and light metals, brought to the surface by the cryovolcanic processes. Supai's icy surface was often used as a source of potable water by passing merchant vessels. Since the Alliance claimed the inner system world of Chaska, satellites placed in orbit automatically bill any vessels landing in the world for massive water removed from the surface. Exogeny has a difficult time keeping these satellites operational. They often meet with accidents caused by packed with jetonized ship debris. Magnesium. I'm sure they do meet with accidents often. This asteroid has unusually sculpted and artistic appearance, with many long sweeping curves. Prothean data is recovered. While scanning the asteroid field in the Metano system, we discovered a badly damaged ship. The recon team found no survivors on board, but they did find a Prothean data disk. Ilapa. Hydrogen gas giant with unusual ruby color caused by contaminants in the atmosphere. That's a beautiful color, though. The world has over 120 moons, one of the highest totals of all known systems. Once full development of Chaska's colony begins, the helium-3 refining infrastructure will be developed in the Ilapa system, concentrated on the large ice moon of Kanyaraya. Apo, the craggy world of ingenious and basaltic mountains. Apo is racked by constant geologic activity, while volcanic hotspots are rare. Continental plates are constantly piling up new mountains, subducting old ones, or causing slips along transform faults. Apo has a dense atmosphere compared to nitrogen and carbon monoxide due to the constant earthquakes and landslide activity. Surface exploration is not advised. The rubble-covered wrecks of a half dozen expeditionary ships stand in mute testament to the planet's instability. Metallic asteroid. Chaska is a large but low-density world fundamentally similar to its inner neighbor, Inti. Like Inti, Chaska is steadily locked to Metano. The same side always faces the sun, resulting in a scorching day side of a frozen night side. In the temperate areas around the Terminator, temperatures average around 30 Celsius. Combined with the nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, the slender band of habitable terrain allows limited colonization by humans. Chaska's ring is unique. It appears to be, for lack of a better term, a massive piece of alien installation art. The rings are made of small pieces of synthetic material and are almost invincible from space. From the ground, they catch and scatter the light of Metana in picturesque ways. It is not known who created the ring or when. Chaska is very early in development, with little more than a few pioneer teams scattered across the surface. Information is being collected about native hazards and ecology, while massive colonist recruiting drive is gearing up back on Earth. Population 150. Ding. Let's go the girl squad. Nice green grass. The pollen. Like the What's it called? Dandelion? 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 Seeds? What the hell are those? They have hands. They do be having hands. Down we go, although I might have trouble getting back up also. Why is that deposit like on the edge of the area? Joker's gonna yell at me. Like, Commander, you have it our back. You're leaving. What's it called? Where the hell did they put it? Huh? Where the hell? It's supposed to be like right of me, but I don't see it. Car. Thank you. Ah, there it is. It looks like poop. A little bit. Plutonium, apparently. Not poop. Not much difference though. Over the mountains. Can I actually climb over these mountains? Is the question. I can try. If I don't fall down. Don't fall down. Okay, I'm gonna fall down. Never mind. I will try to. Okay. Excuse me. Native life. How am I supposed to go in that direction? Who made this planet? What sadist made this planet? Oh, I see another deposit on my map. Now I have to go look at the deposit. That's a facility. Where's the deposit though? Is it like down? If it's down, I might give up and I don't want to go down right now. Down we go then. We still have to go to the question mark. There is a facility like next to me, so I might as well. Or maybe not. Let's see how far is the... No, we're not coming here. I guess we might go here. Whee! Okay. We made it through this side. How will I come back? I don't know. I might as well go back. I will see if I need to go back to Normandy and then land again and then to go to the other areas. Part of the game is a bit ridiculous. Just a little bit ridiculous. There it is. A very important facility. A whole pyramid. Prothean data disk. Several small Prothean artifacts in the crate, including intact Prothean data disk. It appears to be in excellent condition. What the hell is this purple thing? Tsunami. Someone left their coffee cup near their computer. There's nothing on top this time. almost missed the second crate. Thank you. Now. Have to make it to the other side of the mountains somehow. Probably shouldn't have gone down, but too late now. We're going down.
Goddess have mercy. The entire colony must have been transformed. What happened to this colony? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Me too.
En route! Hostile contact.
Why am I missing? How am I missing? Sorry, Charlie. Please don't make those disturbing noises. I can just blow these up. So they don't.
Negative contact, Shepard.
Thank you. Nice monies. This is locked. Well, if you think about it, this place should make as much noise as the attack on Eden Prime did. If they just came and transformed every human into a husk. Huh? 150 casualties. Probably. No? Nothing to see here, I guess. Ooh, 14. Ooh. Finally, I have different armor for you. Okay. Okay. Talizora. Proton around 6 with hyperrail with combat sensor. Okay. Okay. 44. 52 for the one with red and white. Sweet. 最近さ、前にちょっと関係ない話するけど、前に
Securing point.
よく売ってたごま団子が売らなくなった。何を言いたいのかは自分でわからない。前スーパーでよく売ってた、売られてたごま団子がなくなってすごい悲しい気分です。ということを伝えたかったけども、英語喋りすぎて喋れない。喋れへん。I'm gonna fail this one.ごま団子食べたかったっていう話です。美味しかったので。かわいそう。 geth shit right in the middle of the building entrance hall. Atarashi. My new gun is weird. I liked my old gun better, to be honest. Where is it?
All clear.
All clear. Lots of geth shit in here. Thank you. Thank you. A colonial pioneer team rarely consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It is clear that none of them have survived. The Cerberus group has little to answer for here.
Cerberus. Should have known they were behind this.
Indeed. Wish we could do something with it. What is this? Empty room with no goodies. At least when we run with a gun, it doesn't look as goofy as this. Almost lost our car.
I'm on my way.
She's on her way. That's the wrong gun. That's also the wrong gun. Might as well use my sniper rifle. Although I don't dislike the sound. When will I find time to play Valorant time? Here's a question.
Clear.
Apparently so. Punisher 4.
You lead, I'll follow.
You lead, I follow. See what we have.